Previously on Epic 7 Abridged, after talking to a tree, Rast discovered that he can halt Vildred's plans by absorbing the Archdemon's might before Vildred can, and with the help of Iseria, who has taken her rightful place as an heir of the Seventh World, absorbs the Archdemon's might held in Dunblaria. Now, Rast and co. are heading off to Wetherick in order to absorb the next piece of the Archdemon pie. The party is heading to a military base which also happens to be inhabited by civilians called the Iron Fortress. For you see, beyond the Iron Fortress is Wetherick's sanctum, the Tagahel Ruin Sanctum. Upon arriving at the Sentinel's Gate, 3 members of the Order of the Shield, Crozet, Maya, and Leone, are waiting. The 3 have been tasked with escorting Rast to the sanctum because after hearing about Rast's mishaps in Rengar and Solayu, the leadership and Ezra have decided he can't be trusted to not get lost. However, before Rast arrived, the 3 had been bickering because just before Rast arrived, according to Maya, Crozet fell helplessly in love with a pink-haired woman who was entering the Iron Fortress. However, Crozet didn't ask for her number or hand in marriage or anything. It was simply love at first sight. Maya says that Crozet should chase after his one true love and ask her to go grab coffee or go to prom with him or something. Crozet says no, because it is his duty to escort Rast. However, since Rast only requires 1 escort, Maya and Leone go to look for this mysterious pink-haired woman, while Crozet takes Rast. Crozet gets mad, annoyed that his knights are abandoning their sworn duty. However, Rast says, "Don't worry, for I am the heir of the Covenant." Also, Mercedes and Archie are here, and Crozet is appalled, saying, "What? A wraith protecting you? You." Because racism. Anyways, the party heads to the sanctum, and Mercedes senses traces of dark magic. And then Order of the Shield members attack Rast and co. Mercedes asks Crozet if the Order of the Shield has defected to the side of the Archdemon, and Crozet gets furious, angry that a wraith of all people is accusing his knights of joining the Archdemon. Rast tells them to stop, noticing that the Order of the Shield seemed off during the attack, saying they were muttering, "Anyone who approaches is the enemy," and "we must defend the gate," the entire time. Crozet also notes that they were significantly slower than normal, fighting with blank eyes as if staring at something that wasn't there. One of the knights who attacked them, Lorena, wakes up, and Crozet asks her why she attacked. Lorena says she doesn't know. She was just standing guard when suddenly her head started spinning. And that's all Rast needs to hear to know who's behind this, saying it must have been Tenebria, Queen of Illusions, who must have come here after the events of Epic 7 Abridged, Episode 2. The party hastens their pace to the sanctum, determined to stop Tenebria from taking the Archdemon's might. However, they are attacked by more and more hypnotized Order of the Shield members. Crozet said he heightened security in preparation for the heir of the Covenant's arrival. However, this has backfired and has now also put civilians in danger. Now Crozet faces a tough dilemma. Does he ensure the safety of the civilians from his hypnotized knights, or does he ensure the safety of the world by taking Rast to the sanctum? Rast says they should check on the civilians first and try to deal with Tene before she does anything dangerous, and then they can go deal with the Archdemon's might. As they head to the Iron Fortress, Crozet tells Lorena to stand guard and make sure no hypnotized soldiers enter the fortress, while he and Rast's party will enter the Iron Fortress. As they continue to the Iron Fortress, they reach a region with noticeably less soldiers. Mercedes notices a collapsed knight on the side of the road, which Crozet recognizes as Maya, his subordinate who was teasing him earlier. Mercedes notices that despite being asleep, there is no traces of dark magic, meaning this isn't the work of Tenebria. As they approach, suddenly a projectile is thrown at them. Noticing it's just candy, Archie eats it and is promptly knocked unconscious. Crozet recognizes the man who threw the candy as the cook of the Wild Dog Company, Dingo, who interestingly enough was unaffected by Tenebria's illusions. He also reveals he is the one who knocked out the soldiers in the area after they attacked him. Fascinated by Rast, Dingo proclaims that he'd be the perfect finishing touch to the dish he's cooking right now. Not wanting anyone to eat Rast, Mercedes rushes to Rast's defense, and after a little fighting, Crozet is able to convince Dingo to stop trying to cook Rast, because the more time they waste fighting, the greater the chance of the Iron Fortress falling, meaning the source of Dingo's ingredients will disappear. Dingo agrees, and the party continues onward to the Iron Fortress. Oh, and Rast uses animal abuse until Archie wakes up. The party finally arrives at the Iron Fortress. However, they are greeted by countless mounds of dead bodies. They arrive just in time, hearing an elderly woman calling out for help, as Leon, Cosette's other subordinate from earlier, cuts her down, muttering, "The weak must die." We then get a flashback, which also doubles as what Leon is seeing right now. For you see, when Leon was a child, his village was being pillaged by knights. However, Crozet arrived and told him not to worry, for he, Crozet, leader of the Order of the Shield, however, he wasn't leader of the Order of the Shield at this time, shall protect Leon, for it is the duty of the strong to protect the weak, so that the weak don't have to live in a state of eternal suffering. The flashback illusion ends as Crozet is able to break Leon out of his trance, and Leon realizes he has become the murderous knight that has stalked his dreams since he was a child. Crozet reassures him, telling him to move those he has injured to the barracks for emergency treatment. However, this plagues Crozet with guilt. The knights he stationed have attacked Ras and countless other innocents, and the first person he ever saved as a knight, Leon, who he trained to become a knight, ever since that fateful encounter, has used his training, albeit non-consensually, to massacre countless innocents. Ras tells him that when people make decisions, they can never be absolutely sure of the consequences. However, we must still put faith in our choices and do our best to make up for any consequences. And right now, the one thing we can do for the people who have died is to find and stop Tenebria. However, Crozet comes to a shocking realization. The pink-haired woman whom he fell in love with wasn't among those Leon killed. With renewed vigor, he goes to look for her, eager to ask her out. Crozet desperately searches for her, and just as he's about to give up, finally finds her. However, after thanking Daichi that she's fine, the mysterious pink-haired woman merely laughs, saying now is the perfect time. He will help her realize her dream, and in return she will grant him a dream he won't wake up for. Ha 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 ha. And just as he's put to sleep, Crozet realizes the true identity of this woman. For she is Acolyte Tenebria in disguise. Crozet dejectedly says the Order of the Shield is finished, and it's all his fault. However, Tenebria tells him, no, 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 no. The heir of the Covenant is to blame. For you see, before he awoke, Queen Diane was alive and well. Vildred hadn't betrayed Ezra. However, everything started going wrong when Ras awoke. For death walks beside him, and he is the root of everything bad in this world. Meanwhile, Ras, realizing Crozet is taking far too long, goes off to look for him. However, by the time he finds him, Crozet is fully under Tenebria's spell, and he attacks Ras, swinging to kill, declaring that the world was plunged into darkness the moment he awoke, so to fix the world, he simply needs to kill Ras. Mercedes and Ras, despite both being fire units, and Crozet, who is an ice tank, who has also been known to solo Arby's, is able to defeat him, knocking him free from Tenebria's trance. Crozet is about to warn Ras about the identity of the pink-haired woman, but is cut off when she arrives, and Ras instantly identifies her as Tenebria, and Crozet says, "Oh." As Ras and Mercedes get ready to fight Tene, she is able to pull off her illusion magic. We then flash forward, and Ras has defeated the Archdemon. For you see, Daichi's strength has returned in full force, and the Celestial War, a war between gods, has finally come to an end, meaning no more archdemons shall attack Orbis. As they travel throughout Ezra Castle, Ras sees countless friends such as Ruel, Kisei, and Vildred, all alive and happy. However, no one in this world is able to see Mercedes, and as Ras says that this is all he's ever wanted, a world free of evil where no one was sacrificed. With a start, Mercedes realizes why she doesn't exist in this world. Because she is a wraith, meaning her very existence beckons a threat of evil. However, Ras realizes that this world is impossible. Every time the Archdemon has been stopped, albeit temporarily, has only been because of the countless sacrifices of people dedicating their hearts to the cause. Archie begs Ras not to leave this world, because this world is everything they've ever wanted. But Ras tells him, you have to let them go. They're gone, and you can't change the past. And he can't change the mistakes he's made in past timelines. For when heirs die, they don't come back. In order to attain a better tomorrow, we have to accept the past and acknowledge reality, no matter how cruel it is. The party awakens to hordes of monsters. However, Mercedes dejectedly realizes the truth of reality based on that illusion she just saw. In order for true peace to be achieved, wraiths cannot exist. She was merely deluding herself into allowing herself to exist because of the kindness of people like Ras and Diane. Suddenly, Ras is bombarded by visions of his friends, first seeing Ruel, who asks if her death meant nothing. Kisei, who tells Rast that despite risking her entire clan, he abandoned and deceived them. Izeria, who tells him he's a despicable person who can't protect or take responsibility for anything. And finally, Vildred, who tells him that the deaths of all the heirs are entirely his fault, led on by his false hopes of victory. Meanwhile, despite having never met him, Mercedes recognizes Cheiron, who tells her that she is a being who cannot coexist with the heir of the Covenant, and she should instead come back and accept her true calling. Illusion Cheiron then disappears, making her undergo an existential crisis, saying she doesn't know what's happening, who just appeared before her, or who she is. Rast tells her that she is Mercedes, a loyal ally that has fought alongside him from the very beginning of this timeline. And no matter what illusion Tenebria shows them, nothing will change this fact. However, this was another illusion, and Rast and Co are finally able to break out for real this time, where Crozet apologizes for temporarily falling to the dark side and trying to kill Rast. Rast repeats what he said earlier, saying that we must look to the future, not the past, and if he truly wishes to atone, to help him stop Tenebria. Rast and Tenebria finally do battle, and powered up Rast, thanks to the Archdemon's might he absorbed last chapter, is able to kill her. Which I say with quotations, because technically acolytes can't die. Rast killing her just stopped her from appearing on Orbis until she is resummoned. However, before dying, Tenebria says that her death doesn't matter, because Vildred and Cheiron will soon resurrect the Archdemon, which surprises Rast because he assumed Vildred was absorbing the Archdemon's might for himself. So now he has no idea what Vildred is planning. Crozet then leaves the party to manage all the damage the Order of the Shield committed while under the control of Tenebria, leaving Rast, Mercedes, and Archie to go to the Takuhel Ruin Sanctum by themselves and absorb the Archdemon's might held there. Hopefully, they don't get lost. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned as next time, we're finally going to get our fabled rematch between Rast and Vildred.